Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Madmen with a Books live stream, our weekly live stream where we talk about all the Doctor Who news that has come out throughout the past week, and we review our topic at the end. It's a big finish story for this week, the 11, the start of Doom Coalition 1. But before we get to that, I am OZChris, the original, you might say. And to my left is Professor Pixel.
No subtitle.
Void is Jimmy somewhere.
Jimmy exists.
He's like the first Doctor he's like the first Doctor in the Three Doctors. He'll make an appearance and then he goes away.
I don't know. Those moments were pretty special in the Three Doctors. You really want to compare Jimmy's moments to a period on here to that?
I don't know.
No.
But anyway, we'll get to our topic soon, starting with our news. So I guess we'll start off with our first non-Big Finish news. The Edge of Destruction.
Yes.
So, to celebrate 60 years since its television debut, The Edge of Destruction is coming this record store day. It will be immortalized on vinyl from your local independent record store from the 20th of April 2024. So yes, The Edge of Destruction, original BBC TV soundtrack. I really like the cover. In fact, if you, I think it shows inside what it looks like if you take the slipcase off. Probably in the.
Sure, we'll go to the page. It's not.
Go to page itself.
Oh wow! Neat.
It's nice. It's nice. Very nice. And then I think that the B side of it, the back side is it's the doc. I think if you scroll down a bit more, it shows what the B side is, or the back side.
In their previous adventure in The Edge of Destruction, the Doctor William Russell. Yeah. It's just.
I wonder if that's it was.
That's a bit.
If it's a re-record or. Well, it does say brand new audio presentation, so maybe it is.
Yes, starring William Hart as the Doctor. Yeah. William Russell, Jacqueline Hill. No. Nope, it's just them being wrong, I think. Because the additional stuff is with
Carolyn Ford. Yeah.
Yep. What is that?
Look at the B side.
Wow, that's nice too. I like that too, actually. Circling in, yeah. We're not buying this.
No, I kind of don't. I don't have a record player. I don't have anything to play vinyls.
No, neither do I.
In fact, I have vinyls. Way back there is a Celestial Toymaker. Then there's a Bloodborne vinyl and there's a Demon Souls vinyl. I have nothing to play them. I just have them.
But that's
I'll be watching the Celestial Toymaker soon once the reconstruction comes out.
Gosh, that looks awful. That animation just looks awful.
I think it could be worse. Mm-hmm. We've had worse. We have had worse.
Dreamland.
Web of Fear. I think it was either Web of Fear or Abominable. It was the second Doctor story where everyone kind of just unanimously agreed that the animated reconstruction was really not good. So we've had worse. I don't think the Celestial Toymaker one is the worst looking one. Sure, it's a bit off looking. I do wish there was a consistent style when they do the reconstructions. It's not the worst. It's not an Ian Levine product.
Ian Levine.
Where's the Massacre, man? Come on, you were promising the Massacre. You're so big on having these come out like every day.
So, should we talk about something that's actually getting made?
Sure.
Big Finish. to help celebrate 25 years of Doctor Who with Big Finish. They have gone ahead and announced Dark Gallifrey. It's just like Gallifrey,
but darker.
Dark. Turn off your lights. It's Gallifrey.
Yes,
Chris has already listened to this. He sits in his room, he turns off all the lights, and he just listens to the Gallifrey box set.
I just listened to the Gallifrey series.
Gallifrey.
So yes, this is as they describe it, an epic 24-part full cast audio drama event from the worlds of Doctor Who, which begins in April of this year. When Time Lords go bad, fear the worst. The actual synopsis of it saying, when things turn dark and you're all alone, there is one traveler of time and space, a wanderer in the fourth dimension, a renegade Time Lord who will always be there to bring back the light. But the thing about Time Lords is they can't all be heroes. Big Finish Productions presents Dark Gallifrey, a brand new series showcasing the most chaotic, mischievous, and evil Time Lords the planet has ever produced. Starting off with in 3 of their own stories. We have Morbius, not it was like not Morbius, it's not Morbin time. Calm down. Don't give Sony any ideas, please.
Matt Smith isn't going to come dancing along.
Have sex. Oh, poor Matt Smith. But no, Morbius from the brain of Morbius, and it was also in the audio story Vengeance of Morbius in the 8th Doctor Adventures. Samuel West is reprising that role because he voiced him in that. You have the War Master, Sir Derek Jacobi, Missy, Michelle Gomez, and the Master, Eric Roberts. With more to follow. With going by the trailer, a lot of people have picked out that the meddling monk and also possibly the meddling nun are going to get their own stories. There is a character that is obscured that is dressed as a nun. So maybe monk fans rise up. So series producer Rob Valentine says that Dark Gallifrey is a sprawling multi-story event in which all the most dastardly Time Lords are being let out of the box in various unexpected ways. Some stories are very dark, others are wickedly funny, and some are absolutely insane. Expect a rogues gallery of Gallifrey's most diabolical villains, all taken to the stage. Their stories are widely different, scripted by some of Big Finish's most acclaimed writers, and behind it all, something massive is brewing. So it'll be released monthly. The first 2 quote-unquote trilogies will be releasing between April to September, and then 2 more trilogies will follow per year until 2027. Jesus.
2027?
It's a 3-year-long event.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
so maybe don't. Maybe don't. I know they're all individual releases, so hopefully, unlike
this is not a once in future.
Hopefully, yeah.
This is not a once in future, because each of them have their own little stories, and it's being advertised as such that's connected under basically this Dark Gallifrey banner. There's something brewing in the distance, but they all have their own stories. So if you want to come and listen to a Morbius story or a War Master story or the Master story, then go ahead and get those. Listen to those. This is just more
see. I know because they kind of have to, because the Master is one of the more iconic Time Lord, evil Time Lords, Time Lord villains, but it's like they have series, so do we? Not that I'm complaining that we're getting more Michelle Gomez, more Sir Derek Jacobi, more Eric Roberts. Love them, absolutely love them, but it's like you have other villains you can spotlight, which I was surprised they remembered Morbius of all people. So it's so weird. It's just all these wild stories of shining the spotlight on all these villains, and it's 3 of them have their own series. we get quite a lot almost every year of them.
Well, we
But
don't get quite a lot of the movie master. He
like
only
yeah,
has 3. He did just have one, but
I
how
did just
long
have
did
one
it?
come out. I might do a review on it. It's
You
good,
might.
maybe if I have time. I want to do a review on it. It just depends on time.
Well, we'll try.
But
to...
yeah, Dark Gallifrey. It's a 3-year-long multi-story event. Mostly, it is mainly just like here's like evil Time Lords. Here's their stories. Maybe there's something that's connecting them, but I don't know. I'm hoping it is just like more standalone because it's like 3 years for one big event. That is a huge ask after you gave us Once and Future.
All of this is connecting, and at the end, who gets revealed? The War Chief. He's back. He's not the Master.
That'd be so funny if they did that.
It'd be so great, wouldn't it? Like, we got the rights, guys. Let's do this.
See, I'm wondering what other villains they could use because we've obviously going by the trailer. Obviously, at least Rufus Hound's Monk is going to be there. Just going by the obscured figure, we got the meddling nun as well.
Probably the Collective.
Yeah, maybe giving spotlights to one that we haven't really explored a lot of, which is like a huge majority of them. Because mainly it's been 2, 8, 9, 11, 12, and then recently was the Union. It was 13, and then you kind of got a bit of 6 as the villain, as one of the villains in Box of Terror. Although 6 as a villain is very simple. He just wants to kill people. That's it. So I don't know how you could really. That's why with like Box of Terror, you needed like Omega as like a partner, because if it was just him as the villain from the get-go, it's like I wouldn't really believe it. And he's a very simple character. Just wants to kill. That's it.
I mean, Omega technically could be used, but like
yeah, they could use Omega again. I wonder if they got the rights back to the Rani.
Probably not.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't really like the Rani. So.
We'll do something different with the Rani.
And
then other other Time Lord villains, like I don't know, is it they're bringing back characters from like their previous series? There's been some other evil. There's been some other evil Time Lords. You have the evil version of Straxus, Kotris. So they're gonna get Toby Jones back for a story.
And sadly, the Valyard has passed.
We can't. We can't. Another story with him would have been great. It would have been fantastic. So unless they've already recorded something before he passed, maybe. that would have been great. I would have loved more Valyard stuff. What are we getting? I know. Speaking of Doom Coalition, like Padrak, is it? I don't know. He kind of got a whole 4 box set series about himself, and he was the villain in the last one. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. We'll find out more come April.
Yeah. I mean,
will it be worth it? Will you get all of it? Probably not.
And maybe some other figures could be involved. Who could they be? Who? But before we get into that, let's talk about something else to celebrate 25 years of Doctor Who at Big Finish. A new podcast hosted by my boy, Colin Baker. It's going to basically be spotlighting audio dramas from Big Finish. That's it.
Yep.
Stuff you've already paid for, but for free. But with some additional things to help celebrate.
Yeah, so to celebrate, 25 years of Doctor Who at Big Finish. Yeah, they're doing this whole Into the TARDIS, showcasing like various audio stories from Big Finish. Of course, they're going to start off with a David Tennant one, and I don't mean to like jump on the David Tennant's everywhere kind of train, but I feel like it's kind of obvious that they would start off with a David Tennant one. And even then, it's Death in the Queen. Like, I like Death in the Queen, but that's not like one I would say like, yeah, you got to listen to this one. it's a fun story. It's a really good Donna story. I don't know. It's weird that they would pick that one. Well, I feel like it'd be a bit too much to say, like, go listen to all of Dalek Universe.
Go. Do it.
Yeah, so it'll begin next month, March. The first 2 episodes are serializing Death and the Queen, featuring David Tennant and Catherine Tate as the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble, and it's written by James Goss, Big Finish regular. Jason Haigh-Ellery, the chairman of Big Finish, says that as part of the celebration marking 25 years of Big Finish Doctor Who audio drama productions, I'm delighted to announce that Big Finish are partnering with the BBC Studios, Zebralation, Apple and Acast to launch Into the TARDIS, first officially licensed Doctor Who audio drama podcast. This is an initiative that we've been working on for some time, and I'm particularly excited about, as it will bring Big Finish's work to a far wider audience.
Yes.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. There's a lot of really good Doctor Who stories that Big Finish have provided.
This is your Doctor
and redeem any characters that were done a disservice in the TV show. The 6th Doctor.
This is your Doctor Who expanded universe gateway drug. Welcome to the downward spiral. Join us. I do like
one person's. That one there. I do like someone replied like was it can't wait to see Colin try to explain Zagreus. Good luck with that. Good luck explaining Zagreus. I like Zagreus, but even I could not explain that to you.
The world may never know.
Yeah, if you're wanting to get into Big Finish, is a good way to get into it.
Yeah. No, and that's a good thing. I mean, they technically a bunch of the monthly adventures are on Spotify already that you can listen to for free, but ads, who wants that?
Pay $2.99 for this podcast instead.
You don't have to pay.
I don't know how much it was. I'm just guessing.
How it work? I don't think you have to pay. I'm pretty sure it's free. Free. And they have ads at the beginning and the end, but not in the middle. Last piece of Big Finish news, and this is really big actually. They have finally they listed dates, not to be announced. The Fugitive Doctor Volume 1 will be in January 2025, and Call Me Master number 1 in February 2025. About damn time.
Finally. But I will
hold out hope because there's nothing else. This wasn't officially announced.
Yeah, this wasn't officially announced. It just someone was looking at the Big Finish page and saw that was it. Look, they've changed the dates. It's like, okay, finally, but like, as someone said, close to 3 years after it was announced, I feel bad for anyone who pre-ordered. Yeah. Exactly. I've said this time and time again. If they knew they couldn't release any more details about this because the BBC, whatever the BBC told them, or whoever told them they couldn't do anything until it was all clear, they should not have released it as a product you can purchase. You can pre-purchase, They should have just said, we're doing this. Stay tuned for more information, even though it would turn out maybe, 3 years later. That should have just been it was. They should not have sold it as an actual product.
Yeah. But
like,
at least
buying that and just waiting for it for so long. It's like, come on, like I'm giving you money for this, and it's taken like 3 years to get this out. You announce it. It's this big thing. Stories with the Fugitive Doctor and stories with the Spy Master, and it's like, nothing. Until their podcast where they said, we can't. It's because can't do anything until we've gotten the all clear.
What's neat, though, actually, is that if you look on their Q&A, they list now. It used to be listed that they could only do things up to the 12th Doctor, even after the announcement. But recently, it's actually changed so that it says all the way up to Power of the Doctor.
Oh yeah, because yes, for those who don't know, Gallifrey 1 was one of the biggest Doctor Who conventions in the States. Happened last week. So of course, big finishes there. You're gonna have big Q&As and all that. So yeah, that's very interesting news that they now do stuff up to Power of the Doctor.
That means my Grace spinoff can happen in Audio Adventures too. The Grace audio series. I'm working on the pitch right now.
They said up to
Power of the Doctor.
So that means before Power of the Doctor. Okay.
That up to the Power of the Doctor.
Yeah. So you can't have Grace because they don't meet until in Power of the Doctor.
At the end of Power of the Doctor. That means the whole companion group, like their whole therapy session, can exist.
I don't care.
Your
abomination does not deserve to live. But now finally we're getting some more news from these two series that have just been in the ether. That's great. Now, Big Finish, can you tell me when I'm getting the rest of Once and Future? Like the actual series. Like, come on.
Doctor Who has never been more ambitious and brave. That's news. That's all.
Thanks, BBC boss.
Thanks.
So brave. So brave of you to say nothing at all while Millie Gibson is being harassed by the paparazzi on speculation, on rumors. Good one, BBC boss.
Yeah, no. I mean,
honestly, come on. Like, Russell, BBC, you have to say something. Because there was just another thing I saw, like, I think today or yesterday, where it's like Millie Gibson, fresh from being axed from the Doctor Who, looks miserable. It's like, are none of you going to speak on her behalf, defend her? You're making it look worse. Like, honestly, say something. You're making the mistakes of, like, your first series when it came to, like, Eccleston. Silence speaks volumes.
See, the thing is, I harken back to what Landry says about the internet. Because those rags always exist. Always exist. The thing is that we have, no news about anything. And so the rags are circling about the fact that she's not in the full second series. Spreading misinformation and feeding off that. I believe, yes, they should put out a response, put out something. But there's got to be some... They're just saying nothing about anything. It's so weird. It's so weird. And if you go into, like, Doctor Who magazine, it's all positive things. I think there was an interview with Millie in the last issue. And that was after a bunch of the drama. But it's like they're just not... I don't know. I don't know why the trash mags of Britain are trying to hearken on Millie Gibson, but they're trash mags. Nobody looks at the National Enquirer here in the States and says, "Oh, this is news. Why aren't the celebrities responding to this?" Because they're trash magazines. It's literally...
To be fair, there are people that believe that crap.
Yes, but it's still a trash... Nobody's going to address the National Enquirer. Nobody cares about that because it's literally $1.
It doesn't have to be like this big official statement. Just like even just Russell himself saying, "No, none of this is true." Like
but it's only prevalent because of the thing that we're talking into right now. Because otherwise, most people would shrug it off. I do not hear about any of this. I only hear about it from the internet because they have those trash bags over there, and that's what they're addressing. But I mean, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I do understand. Yes, he should post something, even a positive post about Millie Gibson, just saying something. But it's
like, yeah, if it's not true, like I would want to say something about it. I'd be like, Alex,
he's not.
You know, I'd be like, typical trash mags, like making up shit for reads, for views.
But he's not saying anything about anything.
No.
Like, he had a post.
Here I am at a building
about Valentine's Day, and then
Yeah.
he said nothing. There's no information, and he was dropping all sorts of things, but it's
just weird. And the fact that it is like it's very reminiscent of what happened with Eccleston. I think that's why I think a lot of us is like say something, because you can't. It almost looks like you're making the same mistakes. It's not looking good when you're being very silent about it.
But I don't even see that, because they're so far ahead in filming that if she's only a recurring character in season 2 and she pops in for a couple episodes, they're at the point where they've probably finished most of her episodes. And they are like 2 years ahead in the future. And we're living in the past. And all this drama is now, and they're ahead. And I think that's the problem. I think that is the crux of the issue. They have wanted to make sure that we have Doctor Who every year, and I love that. I do. But they've gone so far ahead that it's just they aren't living in today. I don't know. It's frustrating. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. A bit frustrating too, but
oh, wow. Hey, what's up, Connor? Connor from the 50% Doctor Who podcast in the chat. Jimmy's too busy reading Dune. Yep.
There might be
possibly
there might be no Madmen with a box next week because of Dune.
Yes. We're gonna take a break next week because I'm gonna go watch Dune, and I don't think I'm gonna make it back in time. So.
And I don't want to sit here alone for like 30 minutes struggling.
He does that 24/7 anyway, so.
I do. Anyway, review?
Yes, review. Now, let me get this up so I can seem like a professional. Shocking, I know. Me being unprofessional. It's never happened before.
Except 20 minutes ago.
You shut your mouth.
Big Finish websites, they have the license to the Jodie era, which was likely why they can give it a release date now. Yeah, they changed it recently. So I guess they were waiting for the license to extend to Power of the Doctor, but
what's the big fucking deal about Dune? I don't get it. Haven't seen the first one. It's just a really good
movie.
Film. It's just such an interesting world. Yeah, I would say it's not for everyone.
I did not think I was going to like Dune.
Neither did I. I knew what Dune was, and I saw what the running time was. I'm like, but then I watched it. And I'm like, damn, this is slow burn when it works. Unlike certain classic Who episodes where it's like, can you hurry the fuck up? I'm getting tired. Can you just kill the alien and then
5 rounds rapid.
It's a good movie. I also thought I wouldn't like it. Yeah.
So get ready.
And also without
Dune review.
Dune review. The D in Dune stands for Doctor Who. So yeah, we're going to review it now. And I would say, like, without Dune, we wouldn't have a lot of like various like sci-fi properties. It's been an inspiration to a lot of things. Like, what was Star Wars to a degree? Not Star Wars. To a degree.
Like to a thin degree, but not a completely.
Yeah. But Dune has been very influential to sci-fi. Connor says they just watched Sontaran Experiment. Kind of pointless episode, only 2 parts, but luckily it's only 2 episodes. You could have got a classic Who episode that was like 8. I haven't watched the Sontaran Experiment in like forever, so I can't really talk about that. Mainly because of that season, I probably just skip straight to Genesis, which I think is the next episode after it. I think it is. Yeah, because it goes Robot Arc. I think it goes Robot Arc, Sontaran, Genesis, and then Revenge. Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. There's no Sontaran episode after Time Warrior. No more Sontarans.
Tom Baker. Tom Baker broke his shoulder or something while filming the Sontaran Experiment. I heard he went to like a pub or something while they were filming.
Oh, okay. That's at least a little more respect. No, I'm kidding.
Have you guys seen Sarah Jane Adventures? I have.
Yeah, I have not.
Ignore that sound. I have this, the complete collection, series 1 to 5. I think I've watched all of the first series. I've watched maybe half of series 3. And I vaguely remember watching series 4. I did watch the episodes that Matt Smith was in, obviously. Same with the ones with David Tennant, obviously. I can't remember much about series 2. Maybe if I look at like episode titles. Lost and Taran, Day of the Clown, Secret of the Stars, Michael Berserker, Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith, Enemy of the Bane. I know Enemy of the Bane has the Brigadier. It's his one and only appearance.
Dear Brigadier.
3rd series. I remember watching 2 episodes of that series. And in series 4, I think I watched the first 3 episodes. Yeah, series 5. I can't remember much about series 5. But I have seen bits and pieces. And I know you guys over at the 50% Doctor Who podcast, which everyone should go like, subscribe, and watch. Those guys, being fellow Australians, I have to support them legally. But they are a lot of fun. They are definitely a lot of fun. Hey, have me on for a Sarah Jane adventure. I'd love it. I'd love to. I know you guys are doing a watch along. You're doing your own reviews. I'd love to join for one of them. Just let me know. I've only seen the David and Matt episodes. I think for the huge majority of Doctor Who fans, they know Sarah Jane Adventures for just those 2 episodes.
It's always nice. The Matt and Joe scenes.
Yes.
It's always nice. Anyway,
Our review. So we, I have suggested we review The 11, the first story of Doom Coalition 1. It is written by Matt Fitton. It stars Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor, Nicola Walker as Liv Chenka, his companion, and introduces Mark Bernard as the titular 11, and Robert Bathurst as Cardinal Padrack. So this introduces us to the 11, a Time Lord that suffers from regenerative dissonance, which means that all of his past incarnations still exist in his head, and details his escape and the Eighth Doctor being brought in to bring him back, reel him back in to jail. So
it's not like me, except the voices in my head are completely random from being insane.
Pixel, if you want to talk about your problems, I'm going to need to get paid for this. Okay? I'm not your therapist, buddy. I'm not listening to your problems for free.
Fair enough.
$100 an hour, okay? But anyway, I have listened to this story a few times. But Pixel,
Yes,
this is your first, I believe.
second.
Second.
Yeah,
So,
we talked about it one night, the whole thing, and I was like, okay, I'll start it. So I was trying to get my way through Doom Coalition. I could not. But the 11 is a very good story. The Red Lady ruins it, okay? Like, I just don't care after the
I like the mystery of the Red Lady, but it takes a while to get it takes really long to get back to that mystery, because there is an actual revelation about the Red Lady later on into Doom Coalition.
Which is,
that being said, Doom Coalition is the much better 4-box set series compared to Dark Eyes or Ravenous or Stranded. It feels like there is a purpose for it to be a 4-box set long series arc compared to those ones.
But anyway, the 11 is a very good story. I mean, just from the start, yeah, go ahead. You have the seven. You have 7, the 7th Doctor. Go ahead and just have a quick banter with the 11. The thing is, I almost feel like for this story, the 8th Doctor as the Doctor against the 11 is almost like a matchup that I'm not as interested in. Like, I like his companion, Liv, right?
Yeah, Liv.
I like Liv. She's got some spunk against the
Time Lords, yeah.
Keep your pet in line. Pet? Inferior species. Just, speciesist behavior from them.
Time Lords being Time Lords. We're losing Pixel. Oh no, you're back. You're frozen, but oh no, all good now.
I just feel like the 8th Doctor might not be the Doctor that I'm most interested in hearing, because you start with 7 against him. That's nice. That's a solid banter they got. And then 8 just doesn't follow through with that, because his approach is different. Respectable, but very different. I do like 8's response at the end, though, almost hardening himself a little, because he's got to. His past selves won't let him live with his escape here in the atrocities he's committed. I like that bit. But the rest of it is just kind of...
Yeah, it's a very obvious setup for events. Set up for at least Doom Coalition 1, and set up for the entirety of Doom Coalition, the series. I do. The introduction is a scene I always listen to. I love that interaction, that very short interaction between the 7th Doctor and the 11. There is a story called Dark Universe, which is what is the entirety of the events that leads up to that. Because the end of Dark Universe is literally that scene.
Oh, okay. So I can go listen to that and hear the 11 against 7 like I like.
You can go listen to So Dark Universe is essentially the story of like it. That is how the 11 gets captured, and also kind of ties into Last Day, which is going on, but we don't need to talk about that dumpster fire. But yes, that scene just setting up the 11. It's just from the get-go. The 11 is just an interesting character, an interesting villain, a Time Lord who has all of his past selves still in his head. So he's kind of like he has multiple personalities, but it's just literally his past selves, and just the different versions of him. You have like the 2 who's the charmer, 6 who's just the crazy killer, 9 the kleptomaniac, and then you have the odd one out, which is 8. He's the nice person. He's the good guy. And and just everything about the 11. It's just from the get go. I'm like, yeah, I love this character. It's just so fascinating. He's one of my favorite villains. The story itself, it's good. It's fine. It does what it needs to. Set up the 11. Set up the premise. Set up both arcs to both Doom Coalition and to Doom Coalition as a whole. So it does its nice job.
Yeah.
It does it well.
It's just, Landry. I'm quoting Landry all the time today. I need to speak with Landry. Where are you? But he says something about stories that is important, Good story. It has its start, its middle, its end. And you have great middles like Empire Strikes Back. This is a good start, but it's clearly a start. It doesn't actually end.
It's kind of hard to judge this story by itself. You really need the rest of Doom Coalition 1.
And that's kind of our key issue here. It's a solid start.
It's a solid introductory story. A solid part 1 of an episode.
Yeah.
You just kind of need everything else with it. But it is good to set up. It is a good way to set up the villain, which is the 11. You just get a very good, easy, simple idea of who he is, and that's it. And just how he acts. Sean says, Doom Coalition 1 is a strong box set. I prefer the middle 2 stories in Doom Coalition 1. So I believe that's the Red Lady, which Pixel hates, and the Galileo Trap.
It's hard to get through, man.
Huh?
It's hard to get through, man. I don't know.
I like the Red Lady.
I like her. She's nice.
She's nice. I like redheads.
So I don't know exactly.
He met Amy Pond. He has a thing for the redheads.
Using a toy maker quote here. That's just
so sad. What kind of sad person would do that, right, Pixel? What kind of sad person? The Red Lady won an award, as it should. It's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and not just despite Pixel, it's good. I like the Red Lady. It's a good kind of mystery, kind of horror story.
Well, that's all right then.
No, shut up. Hey, what's up, Aiden? Both halves, 50% here.
Sorry.
25% each.
Both 25%, a full 50%. Is that 100% of the podcast, though? So 100% equals 50%. I never did ask about why they're called the 50% podcast.
No, you just accept it. How rude of you. Just accept. Aiden, Connor, I'm sorry for this guy. He's going a bit overboard. He hasn't had a Baja Blast today, so he's a bit kind of off his he's had too much Baja Blast. Maybe that's why. Sorry, I'll correct myself. He's had too many Baja Blast, so he's kind of out of control.
I'm running out of time.
Don't you fucking dare get another one.
Sorry, I'm
See,
sorry.
you made Aiden sad.
I won't ask again.
Don't you dare ask again. How dare you?
Hey, you're both 25% to me. Always.
And that's all you need to know.
Oh. Are we the new 50% with Jimmy being gone? Jimmy equals about 50% of us. I'm sorry, that was a Joe Corallo level joke. That wasn't very nice. But no. Anyway, the 11's fine. I can't really give you an out of 10 ranking for it. Like,
do it. It's our job.
Oh. It's a 7.
Out of 11?
No, out of 10. It's out of 11.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's a 7. It's a 7 out of 10 story. It's as we've said numerous times, it's a good introductory. It's a good introduction to our new standout villain for this series and for future stories as well. It does what it needs to do. There's nothing really wrong with it.
But that's that.
Then it's followed by a really good story that Pixel just hates.
I'll try to listen to it again, okay?
Yeah, listen to it again. And appreciate art. While you're at it, while you're appreciating art, watch Sleep No More again, and then you'll realize, damn. You'll be like Danny DeVito videos, like, I get it. I get it.
I love Sleep No More. Okay.
Good. It's the only acceptable response when someone says Sleep No More.
I love it. I genuinely love that episode.
Jimmy's not here. We don't need to rattle him on.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, man. I think it's a genuine. It was an interesting way to go ahead and just.
It's an interesting idea, but it's not a good episode. As cheesy and cliche as it is, it has good ideas. I do like they took a risk and tried something different.
We're all possessed by eye gunk now,
and it could have just been done better.
It needs its ending, its sequel, because there is. There's
more.
Huh? Oh.
What would be the sequel?
Sleep No More.
Sleep Some More.
Living Dreams. I don't know. Dreamless Sleep.
Anyway, before we end the stream, I forgot. I got some stuff today. I got some Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
I got some Doctor Who stuff. Starting off, my copy of Revolution in Space came out. It's an okay story. It's a bit too long. Love the cover though. Very Amogus. Which one's the imposter? It's a trick question. It's not Sontarans versus Rutans, so. The Daleks in color. I got it. I finally got it with the not so. I don't like the steelbook. I'm sorry. I mean, the standard cover is terrible. I'm not a big fan of this steelbook where it's just the Dalek. Yeah, I know the story is called the Daleks, but it's a very simple cover for a steelbook. Like honestly, and the back is just them at the TARDIS. And I got some novels, some novelizations.
Nice.
Wild Blue Yonder.
Oh, you sick son of a bitch.
And The Giggle. I didn't get the Star Piece though. That's weird.
I
was going by release dates. I technically should have got it last month. All three of these last month, but I only got these two.
The giggle's going to be the most fun for you to read, though.
Yeah. Let me. Oh,
Don't get possessed.
no. Let me see if I can read a page. I go to a page and it's just Wilf being out of character. It's him shooting moles.
You know?
They've actually added dialogue. It
Sometimes-
doesn't make it any better.
Sometimes you gotta shoot the moles.
Here we go. This one is Granddad, where is he? Oh, Sylvia had the answer. She always did. He's off shooting moles. And they all looked up. There at the end of the lawn went Wilfred Mott in his wheelchair, whizzing past, holding an ancient shotgun made in Birmingham. His excited cries drifted over to them. I'll get him. Don't you worry, Doctor. You stay there. I'll get the little...
Moles aren't people.
Again, I know that
Hunting
Bernie Cribbins... I know
hunting
that Bernie
is like
Cribbins...
the only thing.
I know that Bernard Cribbins shot moles, but it's supposed to be in character for Wilfred that he has never shot. He's never used his gun. He never used a gun. He's never shot anybody.
A war rifle is different from a hunting rifle.
But still,
it's
I still think that it's very in character for him to never use a weapon like that. See, the exception would be obviously when there's Daleks and he tries to use a paint gun. But even then, he thought that it was just to blind it.
I wonder if there's any reference to him hunting ever, and we just don't.
I don't think so. I just feel like if there's a memorial to Wilfred, his last scene being him off screen shooting something. It's kind of in poor taste.
That's not
a big thing from his previous last appearance.
That's not what it is.
That he never used a gun.
But that's not what it is though, because it's not supposed to be a tribute to him. It's this is what they originally intended on ending with, but he got too sick. It's just that they had written that scene.
Even then, still.
It's not a. Oh, this is our love letter to Wilfred
I don't
Mott.
like it. I don't like it. See, I'm gonna look it up. Never having once taken a life. Feeling proud not to have killed anyone.
And he won. Moles aren't people.
Still though. I don't like it.
I don't like. I think Wilfred Mott just views moles like I view raccoons. Pests of the earth who would just constantly infest. Those aren't people.
No.
I have problems with raccoons. Trauma. Anyway, it's time for us to end.
Anyway, that's it for this stream.
That's not it.
Oh,
yeah.
What was that? Newsflash. Is there flooding somewhere?
Ignore the
moles are people. Yeah, mole man.
I, the mole man, tell you I'm not a person.
Pixel, moles are people. Also, Pixel, moles are not people. Yeah, pick a side, you fence sitter.
Moles are not people. It's easy as that.
But no, I don't have to say it because there's a newsflash down below. We ask you to please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It means a lot. Thank you. I didn't need to read that, but it's there. Newsflash. Newsflash, little Timmy has fallen down the well. People have decided that little shit has done it too many times. We're just going to leave him there now.
With the moles.
With the moles. And they will train him to do... shocking news, the moles are actually badger moles from Avatar, and the little Timmy is now an earthbender. Oh god, that comes out tomorrow, doesn't it? Shit. That live
We
action.
will not be
Avatar.
here next week. We will be back the following week.
Yes, we will not be
Okay.
here. No live stream next week. Hopefully, I'll have some videos out by then. I have a video that came out today. Our Pixel and I's review of Victory of the Doctor, the finale of the 11th Doctor Chronicles. Go check that out. Was the Doctor victorious? A Time Lord victorious? Who knows? You have to watch the review. But yes, we won't be here next week. I'm going to go see Dune 2.
Enjoy.
I'm just going to go watch Dune 2 because I know there's a screening. There's a screening the night before. It's like, watch Dune 1 and Dune 2. I'm like, I like Dune 1, but I'm not going to I'm not going to be there for like 6 hours in a cinema. I'm not going to be there. Even if it's like reclining seats, couches or whatever, I'm not going to be in a cinema for 6 hours. Okay, I'll just watch Dune 2. I'll watch Dune 1 in the comfort of my home here. I might just go watch it after the stream.
Right now.
So yes, again, no stream next week, but we'll be back the following week with
whatever. We'll see.
Whatever. Could be a topic, could be a new Who review, could be a classic Who review. We might even just talk about something else.
We might talk about how our days went, and you're going to watch.
Yeah, you know how my day went? I had to paint 10 of these.
Looks very nice.
Yes. I especially like the flute player with a little nurgling I've attached to the flute. Very cute and fun looking.
Good job. We're ending this now. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
ALLONS-Y.